Another new gacha game, boys and girls. That's right. We are talking about Zenless Zone Zero. And we've already kind of knew about Zenless Zone Zero for a while, to be quite honest. I think everybody who's been in the sphere of Hoyoverse games has known about Zenless Zone Zero for a long time. I was actually part of the beta test too, I think, just before the amplification test. I think that's what they called it, you know? But yeah, so I was a part of the beta test too, and to be quite honest with you, I didn't like it. I liked the combat, but I felt as though the game revolved way too much around fetch questing, and you know, you had the Holo TV thing, which was way too long. And I truly felt that there were some things that could have been done a lot better. Fast forward to after the amplification test, and there's been a lot of things that seem to be catching people's eyes. And I kind of want to talk about this update, which came out in April 16th, because there's been no really like new information outside of that, outside of the release date being July 4th. And so I kind of want to go through this and kind of see how this differs from what I saw before, and give you my reasons why I could be a little bit skeptical or scared of Zenless Zone Zero. Spoiler alert, I will probably end up trying this game, but I do have some fears about this game coming out, because I do think that it's coming out just to combat a game like Wuthering Waves. And before anybody who's a Hoyo shill comes after me, it's not a bad thing to compete with another game. I think that Wuthering Waves is actually doing really good competing in the sphere, especially since the last time I had heard, they made over $140 million since release. Say what you will about the controversy, Wuthering Waves is doing fantastic. So let's go ahead and dive in here. We do have some pretty decent information. Now, this first one that we're going to talk about right here is actually the first thing that I heard about and I was very excited for. And this is about the Holo TV stuff. Accelerated playback has been unlocked in the HDD for you. This function will allow you to speed up most of the process in exploring the Holos using the monitoring array TV board, which this function is enabled, or when this function is enabled, the following words will appear on the screen, playing at 2x speed. When using a mobile device, hold your screen to activate. When using a mouse and keyboard, hold the left mouse button, left shift key to activate. When using a controller, hold A to activate. Now, here's my thing, and this is why this is such a big deal, right? This function literally takes half of the boredom out. And what I mean by that is some people might actually like the Holo TV little stuff that they do. But in all honesty, the Holo TV area is very bad. It just sucks the life out of you, man. It really just makes it so like you don't want to do main story, because the Holo TV takes such a big role in not only the main story, but the game itself. And it really sucked when you were going through trying to get through the quests and doing all this campaign stuff, because you're just trying to get to the combat, right? I even started yawning because of that. I need to take a swig of caffeine here. Gamer subs, make sure you use code TYSTRA for 10% off, y'all. We did get the new flavor, the cranberry copium, so make sure you use make sure you use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Gamersubs.gg, fantastic stuff. I endorse them so much, right? I carbonated some blowhole blast, right? All right. So, why this is important is that the game needs to be able to keep the attention of the audience, right? Just like as a content creator, I gotta try and keep you guys entertained, right? And talking about this information. And the TV thing did absolutely not do that. It was terrible. So being able to play at 2x speed, I think solves a little bit of the problem. My whole thing is that we should integrate more combat over puzzles. And mainly Zenless Zone Zero's gameplay when I played in closed beta test was the puzzles. I didn't like that. So hopefully this makes it a little bit more easier. I also heard a little bit of a rumor that, and this was one of my biggest gripes as well, that before you had to use stamina to play campaign missions, play side missions, all that stuff. I hear they did away with that to an extent. I don't know the details of it, because honestly, after the beta, I was done with Zenless Zone Zero. But now that I've heard some good things about it, I might consider trying it again. But If that's the case, then two of my biggest things are out the window. A convenient and practical handbook. I prepared a little useful tool for you. It's a new shortcut to handling personal affairs, the handbook. You could use this function to quickly turn the VR device or the HDD system to start challenges. Makes it easier for you to get to challenges. Every gacha game now has that, basically. Like, whoop. To me, that's a whoop-de-doo. I might be a little bit harsh to Zenless Zone Zero, but it is what it is. Like, cool, you made it easier for me to get to challenges. Every game now has that, you know. Careful and meticulous scheduled maintenance. You can now use the latest schedule system in New Eridu, right? This is basically a four time like cycle. So you have dawn, you have day, you have dusk, and then night, right? And basically it's your whole day plan. And I thought that was a cool feature. It reminded me of like a game like Persona. I've seen some stuff with Persona. You kind of have to plan your time, plan your stuff. So I think it's cool. I thought it was very different to have in a gacha game. So who knows? To me, it didn't really change that much, except for telling me what I could do at a certain time of the night or a certain time of the day. Whatever. But I do feel that this overall is just kind of whatever, right? Now, all new workbench that covers all aspects. 2 new functions have been added to the workbench: Hollow Codex and Phaethon's Archive. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. It is what it is, right? Revival of the Internaut Rights. This is basically what you would use as like a way to level up your I think it's like a reputation tool. It's either that or just ranking up in general. And although I think that's cool, again, it's another thing where it's like, why are we getting excited for this when every game has done this? I want to know things that are going to make the game better. And that, like, instantly, that's why I said the number one thing, which was the number one thing they talked about, making this faster makes the game that much more interesting. Only because of the fact that, again, the puzzles are just so monotonous. Like, you'll see yourself on the screen and you'll go, you know, moving blocks. Now it's going to be like very, oh, sorry about that. But yeah, it's going to make it that much more interesting in my opinion. But this is like, again, a lot of the stuff that they're talking about is stuff we've already seen, right? Except for the day, night, BS. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, for me, I have a fear about this game. I have a fear that they're releasing it so quickly after Wuthering Waves to like, it's just gonna be a bad omen. Like, a lot of people have like not missed out, but a lot of people have literally been skeptical about Zenless Zone Zero. A lot of people are happy about Zenless Zone Zero, and that's fine. Everybody should be able to play whatever game they want to play. Play your games. Play anything that you want to play. But to me, I feel like Zenless Zone Zero, if they don't fix the problems that, like, all fix the problems in CBT2, like, it's gonna be it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. I'm sorry for stuttering, but like, for me, I wish that I could have done the amplification test, which I did sign up for and I never got in, so that I could see the changes between the amplification test and CBT2 to be like, okay, this game's gonna be saved. Either way, it's a Hoyoverse game, and I feel like no matter what, Hoyoverse just makes good games. So I'm not going to come out of here and say that Zenless Zone Zero is not going to be a good game. I just fear that the potential might be hindered because of release schedule and the puzzle aspects that they've kind of backed themselves into. If they truly did get rid of the stamina usage for campaign and side quests and all that stuff, that's great. I think that's a wonderful thing, especially right now. I think a lot of people are into this thing of getting stamina done quickly instead of using it for just campaign quests. They want to use it for like boss fights or weekly bosses, you know, and I think that's the way to go. But who knows? Who knows? I think ultimately Zenless Zone Zero, no matter what, is going to do good. I think it's going to be it's going to definitely be the third game, right? Because Genshin has made so much money that everybody's invested in Genshin. I have FOMO right now with Genshin, so I still play it for now until I literally just say enough. And I've done it before with Dokkan Battle. So And then Honkai Star Rail is just hit after hit. Like Honkai Star Rail, I feel is like their bread and butter. They've done so good with Honkai Star Rail. And it's different dev teams, of course. Like Honkai Impact, there's a different dev team as well, even though they, you know, look for, or they help out Honkai Star Rail. But these are different dev teams. So I really hope that the Zenless Zone Zero dev team takes the initiative like Honkai Star Rail has and really like talks to their audience and understands what they want. Now, if they do that, Zenless Zone Zero will have nothing to worry about. Like, it's going to be a good game. I think, honestly, no matter what, it's going to launch perfectly, like, fine. I think it's going to have its problems, but it's not going to be that bad. And I think that Zenless is just going to be an overall hit. But I fear as though it's not going to be that long-standing hit that everybody wants it to be. But who am I kidding? What do I know? It's not like I've been playing gacha games all my life and I have a crippling gambling problem when it comes to these gacha games, right? You know what else I have a crippling addiction to? Gamer subs. Make sure you use code TASH for 10% off. We're going to be ending the video today. Let me know what you think about Zenless Zone Zero. Are you excited for it or are you in fear of what's going to happen? Definitely let me know. I went a little bit of a different style with this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It is still rambling, but it is what it is. But anyways, y'all, that's going to be it. Love you to death. And as always, we will catch you in that next video. Please take care and be safe.